10 lessons to learn, actually probably a couple more than 10, if you want to be a lifelong eBay reseller. I shouldn't be telling you this stuff because I don't need the competition. I'm just going to go down my list here of notes that I take on this subject. The first one, make contacts. What does that mean? Make contacts. People you buy from, get to know them. Sometimes you can pay up a little bit more at the beginning if they're a constant supplier for you, just to get in good with them, and then you can get deals over time. But make contacts, make friends in the reselling community. There's a lot of wholesalers out there who just want to move stuff because they've got volume and that's how they move it. So make contacts, make friends, keep a logbook of everybody, and it will pay off over time with a lot of good stuff. Next on my lists, work double the hours. If you want to do this forever, you want it to be a long-term business, you've got to expect to put more hours in for yourself than if you were working for somebody else, because you're not just working one job. If you're working at a company for somebody, chances are you're just doing one job, maybe two. When you're working for yourself, you're doing it all. If you're by yourself, you're doing the accounting, you're doing the shopping, you're doing the shipping, you're doing the research and development, you're doing everything yourself. So you're going to have to put in a hell of a lot more than 40 hours a week if you want to do this long term. James, stop telling them all the secrets. Gosh. Next up, enjoy the process. Find joy in every step of what you're doing. If you're reselling, most of us enjoy the hell out of sourcing. Find the joys in the other steps also. Find the joys in the taking the pictures. Find the joys in shipping the items. Look at each step differently. Shipping the item means you're getting paid. Pulling the items. Look at it as you're keeping inventory on where you have space so you know what you can fill next. Look at everything a little bit differently. Find joy in each step, because if you enjoy each step, you're going to be more efficient with each step, and you're going to get more done in the long run. Next up, about being efficient, create systems for yourself. That's one thing I like to preach a lot, is finding systems that you can tweak, speed up over time, do consistently the same thing over and over. You can do it faster, so break things down into steps, whether it's drafting, taking pictures, listing, filing. Do it all in huge steps, because when you do one thing over and over again, you get quicker and quicker at it. So create a system that works for you in order to speed up your process and get more listed, make more money in the long run. Did I say long run in the last one? I don't. Next up, keep learning. Never stop learning. You could be doing this years on end, and you're still going to be learning stuff every day. You need to. And not just, you can learn something from anybody and everybody. You can learn something from somebody new who just started selling last week. They might be into something you're not, or you didn't even think of. You can learn something from everybody. So keep learning no matter what. And that's not just products, that's technology side too. What sites are out there? What third-party apps are out there that can help you, can speed up your process? Keep learning on all aspects of the business, and you'll find things along the way that's going to help you improve your systems. Next up is one of the hardest things for me, and that's create a system and stick to it. I get bored very easily. So creating a system and doing it over and over again, for me, gets boring. So I personally created a system where I can chop things up. I can do it differently in 3 different ways. So if I get tired of doing it one way, I can do it another way. So create a system that you can do over and over again and again, and you can just stick to it. And no matter what you're doing, you're getting toward the end process. You're doing something to move yourself forward. And another one that plays off of that, just work. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, just work, just go. Piggybacking off that last one, creating the systems. Like I created 3 different ones. So if I get bored with one, I can do another. just work. Just do one of the steps that you need to do to move your day forward so you don't feel like at the end of the day you didn't get nothing done. Even if you pivoted that day and you did something else, like say take pictures all day, you at least got something done that's moving you forward. James, stop telling them. Stop it. Gosh darn it. Keep an open mind. That's the next one. Keep an open mind. And that kind of plays into some of the other parts of this. If you keep an open mind, you can meet new people. You can see things differently. You can see new opportunities with third-party apps. You can just keep an open mind with everything you do. Don't get locked into doing one thing one way, because just learning something new could save you a lot of time and or a lot of money. And if you don't have an open mind, you're not going to see it. You're just going to pass you by. So keep an open mind. I don't need no competition, but I'm telling you some secrets. The next one plays into the other ones. Never fear change. There's always going to be change. If you piggyback off of stuff that I've said, when it comes to technologies, AI is coming into the picture. Don't fear AI. It could help you out. But that also plays into what you're selling. Trends come and go. Fads come and go. Never be afraid of change or having to pivot on what you're doing. Keep an open mind. Always keep an eye out. Your contacts, your sources, all of these will play together to make you successful if you use them all properly. Here's one little tip that I think a lot of people maybe these days need to hear. I know with the way my mind works, this one works wonders. When you're working, close your social media. Don't open Facebook. Don't open YouTube. Don't open Twitter. Don't open TikTok. Keep your social media feeds closed so you can concentrate just on what you're doing, because it's very easy in 2024, 2025 to get distracted. Do not get yourself distracted. Close those social media feeds. Turn up the music, whatever you need to do. Turn on that podcast. See, I can't have anybody even talking because I don't listen to it. I leave the music playing because I'm moving to the beat. I couldn't tell you what song just played, but I'm moving to the beat, and subconsciously, that is what works for my mind. So find what works for your mind, but do not get distracted by social media. All right, I got 2 more left. This one I say all the time, and a lot of people don't, maybe not understand it, but it's a pretty simple phrase, and that is, you make your money when you buy. If you want to do this long term, and there's just this ungodly freaking deal that you cannot pass up, but you don't have the capital, find the capital, make it work. If you want to do this long term, you have to put on some debt sometimes to make things work. But you only do that if it is an outstanding deal, because it's just going to keep paying month after month after month, paying you year after year after year. Today, with promoted listings on eBay, it's much harder to make a gross profit of a certain percentage. But if you have 5 storage areas with merchandise you've already got paid off because you made your money when you buy it, it's going to make life a lot easier in the future. So if there's a super smoking deal, do not pass it up. And lastly, but definitely not the least, the most important thing you need to do in your learning to run a long-term business, know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you can think you're doing all the right things in the world and find yourself totally in the black, digging to get out, wondering how the hell you got there. Know your numbers. Josh brought up something yesterday in one of his videos, and I used to do the exact same thing. Each buy, I used to write down, and be a 1 page in a notebook. I would write down, okay, this is a buy from yard sale in June, say, and I would give it a name, whether it's something that caught my eye at the yard sale, maybe something I bought. Maybe I bought several Pokemon plushes at this yard sale, but I bought a bunch of other stuff also, and I named it One Pokey. And I would write it on that notepad, and then in the SKU, when I file it, I would type in the secret name for it, and each time an item sold under that, I would write it in the notebook. So I knew exactly how much I spent that day and how much I have made back. And you could look at it a year later and go, okay, I made my money back on this one, I made my money back on this one not so much. And then you're going to learn that way too. You're going to be able to know, okay, this day was not a good deal. What did I buy this day? You can jot that on there, all the things you bought that day, so that when you go back and look and you go, okay, that didn't work for me then, so I know not to do that in the future. Know your numbers. Pay attention to your numbers. Without the numbers, you're just going to go backwards. So know your numbers. And that is my top list of things you need to know if you want to do this long term. And get puppies. Puppies make your day better. Yes. So lovable.